Welcome to Virtual Assembly by Rockwoodians. Good morning to respected chairman, director, principal, headmistress, teachers, parents, and fellow Rockwoodians. Prayer connects us with the universe and all the beautiful creations, one which we should love and cherish. Let us hear the soothing prayer by closing our eyes and connecting with God.
You are with me whenever I go. Every movement your life with me flows. You're always there. Your side by side. You are there. Oh Lord, for day and night. You are with me whenever I go. Every movement your life with me shows. You're always there. You're side by side. You are there. Oh Lord, for day and night. You are with me in my mother's womb. You are with me in the days of gloom. You help me stand against all odds and you fill me with your strength, O Lord. You are with me wherever I go. Every movement your life with me flows. You're always there. You're side by side. You are there. Oh Lord, for day and night. Times of sorrow and the times of grief. You gave me hope and strengthened my belief. When I did fall and was in pain, Lord, you set me on my feet again. You are with me wherever I go. Every movement your life with me shows. You're always there. You're side by side. You are there. Oh,
The last week we were excited about the wonderful projects we had. It was indeed different from what we did earlier. I would request our principal, Mrs. Lalita Naidu, to throw more light on our multidisciplinary projects. Ma'am, please may I request you to speak?
Thank you, Parthiv. Good morning, respected Chairman, Director, Headmistress, teachers, parents, and dear students. Today, I would like to speak to you about the multidisciplinary projects which we spent some time on last week. The multidisciplinary projects have been initiated because we wanted learning to go much beyond their classrooms and beyond the textbooks. As Swami Vivekananda said, education is bringing out the perfection in man. The learning which we brought out was much beyond what these children were doing on a daily basis. And as we know, everything in the world is interconnected. And learning, of course, is compartmentalized for easy delivery and better and speedy way of conducting things by giving them, or separating them into languages, into subjects like math and science and social science. But actually speaking, the world doesn't work like that. Everything is interconnected, and learning, therefore, sometimes has to go seamlessly on any given concept or topic. And that was the whole philosophy behind why we had initiated the learning, the multidisciplinary projects. Children definitely we need to empower the children to learn how to learn. And not only learn just like that, gaining the knowledge and understanding of a given topic, but they also need to relate what they are learning and apply it in their daily life situations. How do we make them do that? And there is a wonderful philosophy in education, which is given by Howard Gardner, where he talks about multi disciplinary and the multiple intelligence theory, which was propagated by him. So you will find that in this theory, every child has intelligence. Some may be kinesthetically intelligent. That is, they are very good with, the sports, or, their any activity which is related to physical activity. Some are linguistically inclined. Some are mathologically inclined. Some are musically inclined. So with all this coming together, we brought this project, which is multidisciplinary. Of course, we did not go to the art and other aspects of it. But with this, what happened is students gained more confidence. I could see the wonderful way in which they made their presentations. Excellent confidence has been gained. Many of them have overcome their stage fear, because after all, if school does not give opportunity for students to present in front of audience, where else will they get? And that's one of the reasons why every child was made to present at the class level, and some of the best we brought them out for you all to see in this assembly. And children will be presenting grade wise. And the amazing part is our pre-primary and the primary part also, where children have spoken so beautifully, and they have brought in the integration of learning of all, their math, their science. They have interconnected this with various other subjects as well. This is the beauty of it. Dear parents and students, there are many more such opportunities which will be given to you all. And we want you to take the best advantage of all of it by participating wholeheartedly. And winning or losing, or getting to present somewhere is not important. The crux of it all is one needs to participate and one needs to do their best. So God bless all of you children, and I wish you many more laurels and many more forums for participation, which we'll be providing to you all. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have Alvin from grade 10 who will present his multidisciplinary project on agriculture, the backbone of Indian economy.
Incidentally, Alvin's webcam is not working, so you will not be seeing him for today. It's very unfortunate. Please carry on, Alvin.
Yes, ma'am. A happy morning, everyone. Myself, Alvin Paul from grade 10 of grade 10. My topic given to our class is agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. We know that in our body, backbone is the main support without which we cannot walk, we neither be able to sit nor do anything. In the same way, agriculture is the backbone or spinal cord of our Indian economy, as without agriculture, our Indian economy will not be able to develop, as most of the GDP comes from agriculture itself. India is known for its highest agriculture output in the world after China. The Indian agricultural sector is known from past few years for its highest contribution to GDP per annum. 70 to 75% of the population in India directly or indirectly depend on agriculture. However, the percentage of dependence on agriculture is decreasing by year as they are going for secondary and tertiary sectors jobs as an alternative. This is basically the data showing the production of crops in India from the year 1995 to 2002 in 10,000 tons. Agricultural sector has grown up drastically from the year of 1950 to 2000, and the only reason behind it is the green revolution and multi-cropping. And let's see the benefits of multi-cropping. Agronomical benefits of multi-cropping. Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is when a molecular nitrogen present in air is fixed in the soil for its utility. The nitrogen fixation process is done by few bacteria like Azotobacter and Archaea and etc. Now when this multiple cropping takes place, the farmers plant generally the nitrogen fixation plants like groundnuts and etc. which fixes nitrogen for increase of fertility. Agronomical benefit. The second agronomical benefit of multi-cropping is less duration, more yield. In the last slide, we have seen that that nitrogen fixation leads to high fertility in soil. When there is a high fertility in soil, then obviously there will be a high yield. Hence, multi-cropping also leads to high yield in less duration. The last benefit, agronomical benefit, is small land, more yield. When a farmer uses multi-cropping, he have to grow many plants in a small piece of land, through which they can have many types of crops with them. The last but not the least, the economic benefit of multi-cropping. More profit. If a farmer grows many cash crops in a small land holding, then they can sell those crops in the market and get more profit. Hence, they can have more profit in small land holding. So this table is basically showing different types of food crops and non-food crops grown in our India. So the first one is the food crop. The food crops are basically which we eat every day, the food we eat every day. Like examples are rice, wheat, maize, millets, pulses. Non-food crops are totally opposite, like fiber crops and etc. like cotton, jute, hemp, silk, rubber. The cash crops are the crops when the seller sells them in the market, they may get more profit when they sell cash crops like sugarcane, tobacco, cotton, jute, oilseeds. The last one, plantation crops, tea, coffee, coconut, rubber. Now I'm going to say all these words in our national language, that is Hindi. Bharatiya
Yes,
Arthavyavastha. Yes, ma'am.
Alvin, I'm afraid we will have to stop and give Ronak a chance because
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
running
Sure.
short of time.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, if you can just read the first slide of this Hindi composition and then give it to. Okay, Ronak, you can make your presentation.
Okay.
Enlightening Alvin. May I request Ronak Krishna from grade 10 to present his project to you all.
Ronak, you will also avoid the second language, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
A very good morning to all my dear friends and teachers. Welcome to multidisciplinary project. Agriculture is a backbone of India. Agriculture is a backbone of Indian economy as it occupies most Indian families. In India, agriculture contributes about 16% of total GDP and 10% of total exports. Agriculture is also called the backbone of Indian economy because approximately 75% of Indian population depend on farming. Role of national income in agriculture. Share national income, largest employment providing sector, contribution on to capital formation, providing food supplies to expanding population, providing raw materials to industries, importance in international trade. Crops in India. A variety of food and non-food crops are grown in India depending upon variations upon soil, climate, cultivation practices. Major crops grown in India are rice, wheat, millets, maize, pulses, tea, coffee, horticulture, sugarcane, oilseeds, cotton, jute. Horticulture crops. India is a producer of tropical as well as temperate fruits. Major crops produced are pea, cauliflower, onion, cabbage, tomato, brinjal, and potato. Some of the famous horticulture crops grown in India are mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, oranges of Nagpur, Chipranji, Meghalaya, bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, lychee and Goa of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, pineapple of Meghalaya, grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, apples, pears, apricots, and walnuts of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Multi-cropping. Multiple cropping is a form of ecological intensification that is potentially highly sustainable when two or more crops are grown at the same time or in a sequence. One example of multi-cropping is tomatoes plus onions plus marigold. The marigold ripple some of tomatoes pets. Economical advantage of multi-cropping. Higher productivity. Multi-cropping system is seen as a way to maximize land productivity in a small area by improving the intensity of land and labor use for better profit and stabilizing farm income. Food stock. Growing multi-crops or polycrops ensure enough food stocks for cattle. Food security in multi-cropping system. Even if one or more two crops fail, farmers still able to guarantee food. Multiple uses. Crop not just eat grains but also fodder and firewood. Agronomical benefits. Pest management. Growing a variety of food crops together minimize pest problems and make efficient use of soil, nutrition, water, and land. Leguminous crops. Having roots that are able to make soil nitrogen available to other plants. When intercropped with other crops, particularly those that require plenty of nitrogen, example, young maize plant and sorghum result into efficient use of soil nutrition. Weed management. It helps to suppress weeds as weeds find it difficult to grow alongside some crops. Sustainable crops production system. This reduces the application of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Thank you.
Thank you, children. Very well presented.
Thank you, Ronak. Now I request our chairman, Sir, Mr. Rama Naidu, to address the assembly.
Good morning to all of you. We are running short of time. I would like to speak on next assembly. Thank you, Alvin Paul and Rona Krishna. You did amazing job. Great. Well done, team. Ma'am, Lalita ma'am, one quick
Yes, sir.
announcement regarding certificates to the students who participated on August 15th,
Yeah, we will be giving it on Friday, sir.
Friday.
It
Yes.
is scheduled,
I
yes.
want to announce to all the parents.
Yes, yes, yes. So, dear parents and students, we will be distributing the certificates on the 15th of the events which were held on 15th August, this Friday. In the assembly, and there were a couple of students who missed out, or there was an oversight, who will also be given on the same day. So certificate distribution will be in the assembly on Friday. Thank you.
So I also request you to give special prizes to Rona Krishna, Alvin Paul, Dairy Milk.
Yes, of course, sir. All children who have participated or who have submitted the projects, everybody will get a participation certificate for the multidisciplinary project. And those of them who have done exceptionally well will be given the first and second certificates also.
Well done. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. May I request you all to stand for our national song Vande Mataram.
वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतला सस्यश्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
Thank you all. Now it's time for our classes. Let's march straight to our classes and join our teachers. Have a wonderful day ahead. Signing off.